Hi, Scott.
Hey, Marlia. For some reason, my computer is now zooming in. I can't figure out how to stop it.
Uh-oh.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Good. I liked your hair. It looks like you got a new color.
I've been tinting it red, a little bit redder lately.
Oh, good.
Something different. Hi, Katie.
Hello. Scott, you're such a observant man.
Yes.
We're
Not always.
not
Yeah.
always, but
Yeah.
sometimes. When it comes to the red hairs.
Yeah.
Marlia, it's good to see you though. I don't think you made it last month.
Yeah, last month was kind of a disaster, but I'm
sorry.
back.
I'm sorry. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah. I'll be gone next week though.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I don't think I'll make it next week. I'm going to be in Hawaii, so.
Oh, well,
Mm.
that's a good place to be if you're not at yoga.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, Scott, Maria.
Hi, Heather.
All right, friend. Should we? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Will you tell me what the class is?
I think it's flow.
It's just flow? Oh, that's easy. We're gonna flow then. Okay,
Sounds great.
socks off. Let's do it. So I'm gonna mute you guys. Mute. If you wanna play any music or anything on your end, feel free. Do your thing. And then I'm just gonna grab my water bottle. Okay, let's start in just a comfortable seated position. So if you like to sit on a block or a pillow or anything like that, feel free to do so. Good on your sit bones, perfect. And you can sit any way you want to that feels best in your body. So I like easy pose, one ankle in front of the other. You can play with which ankle you like best in front. Sometimes kneeling or cross-legged. So just find your very intentional seat. If that means you move around just a little bit before finding stillness, then do that. So eventually, just close your eyes. And place your hands intentionally as well. So maybe in your lap, maybe at your heart, maybe one hand to heart, one hand to belly. And then right away, let's take a great big inhale. So next time you breathe in, just fill up as big as you can. Hold at the top. Big open mouth sigh. Let it go. And again, like that. Inhale, fill up. Take that moment to pause in fullness. And then big open mouth sigh, release. Last time, biggest inhale you've taken all day long. So when you think you're full, see if you can even sip in a little bit more. Really expand, inflate, take up lots of space. And then when you're ready, open your mouth and big sigh. All right, seal your lips and start to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. And start to create that whisper noise, that oceanic sound with your breath. And use your breath to keep you present, to keep you rooted in this moment. So our breath is always in the present moment. If we're paying attention to it, automatically we arrive here. So anytime you get distracted, no big deal, but just come back to your breath, come back to this moment, right here, right now. As you're ready, my friends, let's come forward to hands and knees and start to move through either some cat-cows, or I love just intuitive, creative movement. So that can look a million different ways. And I think it's so interesting because I've been teaching intuitive movement from hands and knees in my classes for about a year now, maybe a little bit more. And when I first started, I could tell people felt really uncomfortable and they mostly just kind of stuck to cat-cows or maybe a couple of hip circles, maybe a child's pose. But now people are getting really creative, moving in ways they probably didn't even realize they could a few months ago. So really start to feel into your body, almost like you're an animal. So if you were an animal and you didn't think your way through everything, you just did it, you just felt it and responded to it. How would that feel inside? Get curious about that. Just feeling all the little spaces. There's Miss Ruby. And then as you're ready, friends, let's say in your next like 3 to 5 rounds of breath, no rush at all. But let's meet back in a downward facing dog. Scott knows Ruby. I don't know if the rest of you know Ruby. This is Ruby. She's my emotional support angel, and she comes to all my yoga classes. If you come to my in-person classes, she's there. She sometimes visits you and gives you a little blessing with her kisses. All right, so back to down dog. And then just move around in your down dog for a moment. So pedal out your heels, maybe shift your hips side to side. Maybe take your hands out wider than usual or bend your knees more than usual. So just exploring your down dog, breathing into your down dog. Really finding length from your fingertips up to your sit bones. Strength in your shoulders, connection to your core. So feel that navel to spine connection at the bottom of each exhale. Let's take one more big inhalation into our down dog. And then exhale, gaze forward, step, tiptoe, or hop, top of your mat, forward fold. Feet at least hips width distance apart. You can have a little or a big bend in your knees and make sure all of your toes face directly forward. And then if you want, ragdoll, grab opposite elbows, or hands behind your head, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull and give the back of your neck a little bit of traction. You might take a little sway or a little bob or just kind of bounce it out. Make sure your breath is still there. It's still big, spacious. See if you can feel your breath in your back body especially. All right, with your next inhale, find your halfway lift position. So spine parallel to the ground. Get all the rounding out of your back. Exhale, let it go, fold. Let's do that once more. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, release. This time, come through your halfway lift and take it all the way up, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart center. So flow with your breath for just a moment. Inhale, high mountain. Swan dive down, exhale. Big inhalation, find your halfway lift. Exhale, release. Root through your feet, rise up, arms reach up, breathe in. And hands to your heart, exhale. Again like that, inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, dive down. So you don't have to rush to the next pose. Use the entire length of your breath. Halfway lift, inhale. So feel that undulation, that wave-like motion as your spine lengthens, and then exhale, release, let it go. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, take it all the way up, arms reach up, big inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, we're gonna add on a little bit. Listen, inhale, reach. Exhale, baby back bend. So cactus your arms and just puff up through your chest, lift your heart. Inhale, re-extend, arms to the sky. Exhale, take your swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, tiny little potato bug ball. Bring your big toes to touch. Bend your knees, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, heels down, spine long. So your big toes are touching. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. See if you can keep your big toes touching as you lift your heart and reach your arms up. If this doesn't feel good in your low back, first try drawing your belly button in. And if it still doesn't feel good, you can take your feet out a little bit wider. Go for it. From here, option to float up to your tiptoes as you swing your arms back. If you don't want to float up to your tiptoes, heels can stay on the ground. No big deal. Squeeze through the tops of your thighs, your inner thighs. And then as your butt's reaching back, feel your connection to center. If you're having trouble balancing, try pressing the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Take one more breath. If your heels lift higher, bend your knees even more, get your butt lowered. Stay on your tiptoes if you want to. High mountain, so all the way up as tall as you can grow. Exhale, swan dive down. Maybe you stay on your tiptoes, big balance challenge as you dive down, forward fold. Bring your feet out wider if you want to. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, listen, plant your hands, step your feet back. So you're in a plank or a modified plank. Take just a moment, find your breath and really push the ground away. Spread your fingers wide. Back of your neck is long, gaze down. Take one more inhale. I'm taking little rocks forward and back. You can do the same if you want. Exhale, slowly lower, chaturanga. Inhale, let's find Spider-Man Cobra. So hands out wide up on your fingertips, elbows face the sky, lift your heart. As you exhale, twist to your right and dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, back through center, lift your heart. Navel to spine to protect your low back. Exhale, other side. So twist to your left, dip your right shoulder down. Inhale, back to center, lift. Exhale, release and let it go. Bring your hands to frame your mid-ribs and however you want to get there, down dog. So you can move through a reverse push-up. You can move through tabletop, child's pose. Downward facing dog, find your breath. So really reconnect to your Ujjayi. Just notice whatever is there to notice, whatever is moving through. Take one more great big inhale into your dog pose. Really push the ground away, lift your hips. Exhale, gaze forward, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold, top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, take it all the way to stand. Arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're gonna repeat that, flowing with breath. Inhale, reach, high mountain. Exhale, baby back bend, cactus your arms, lift your heart, open up. Inhale, re-extend, feel into a neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Exhale, take your swan dive all the way down and fold. All right, listen, halfway lift, inhale, bring your big toes to touch. Exhale, tiny little potato bug ball, curl in, get small. Back to a halfway lift, heels on the ground, spine long, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Now chair pose, weight in your heels, bend your knees, lift your heart, reach up. Exhale, chair plane or drinking bird. So swing your arms back, maybe float to tiptoes. Inhale, high mountain, stay on your tiptoes if you want to, as tall as you can grow. Exhale, stay on your tiptoes if you'd like, swan dive. So let your ankles and your feet kind of shake. That's a good thing, it's an edge. Meet yourself there, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your mat, chaturanga. See if you can keep your exhalation going as you lower. Spider-Man Cobra, hands wide up on your fingertips, lift your heart, breathe in. Exhale, twist right. Inhale to center. Just lift as high as feels right to you, and then exhale, twist to your left. Inhale back to center, heart lifts. Exhale, let it go. However you want to make the transition, downward facing dog, and find your breath here. So a few rounds. If you need to take a quick water break, like me, then go for it. I'm trying to drink a lot of water today because I feel like I'm dehydrated. I just drink coffee in the mornings always, no water. All right, so downward facing dog, Ujjayi breath. Inhale your right leg to the sky. And if you want to open your hip, feel free, but eventually square off your hips. So inner thighs face each other and your right hip is facing down, maybe slightly back. Front of your right hip. Lift from your belly button. Press up and back with your right foot. Press forward and down through your fingertips. Strong through your arms, broad through your shoulders. So externally rotate your shoulders. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Round your spine, hollow out your belly. Push the ground away. Stay here as you breathe in. And then exhale, step your right foot through as soft as possible. Take a moment, you guys, to just stretch your own legs however you want to. So anything goes. You can straighten your front leg, bring your back knee down, open your front hip. Doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to even look like a yoga pose. And then as you're ready, crescent lunge. So front knee over your front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot, hug in towards midline by pulling your front hip back and your back hip forward. So you're plugging the femur bones into the hip sockets, and then feel that connection to your center by drawing your belly button in and up, lengthening through your low spine. Heart lifts, arms reach up. Maybe you even gaze up, soften your face. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, airplane lunge. So swing your arms back and hinge forward. Hug in with your inner thighs. Squeeze your back muscles around your spine. Stay here if you want to, otherwise balancing pose, full airplane. So launch off your back foot. Keep your heart slightly lifted like you're in a baby cobra. Keep your hips square. If it's helpful, bend your standing leg. So imagine a smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your heel or your toes and try to create that with your body. One more big breath wherever you're at. Now listen, friends, standing staff. So if you were in airplane lunge, now you're gonna press into your front foot and then left knee comes forward, arms to the sky. If you were in an airplane, you're staying balanced if possible. I know that's a lot of balancing. Your right leg's probably talking to you. Be with that sensation and breathe into it. Hug in with your inner thighs. Flex through your left toes or make your left foot active in some way. Take one more inhale here, standing staff. As you exhale, swing your left leg around, curtsy squat. So your left toes come off the right side of your mat. It's like you're in a diagonal lunge. Hands to your heart. Bend your knees. It's like you're doing a little curtsy. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward so your hips are square. Squeeze your inner thighs, tone your low belly, navel to spine. Take little pulses. Let that heat build in your legs. Breathe down into it. Soften around it. Soften your face. One more big deep breath. Get as low as you can. Inhale, high mountain. Both feet on the ground, both arms to the sky. Woo! And swan dive. Exhale. Why don't we hang out in our fold for just a couple rounds? If you want, ragdoll, or maybe even hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Any other variation, feel free. So just forward fold it out for a moment. Let your face soften, let your head be heavy. Find those big deep breaths if you've lost them. Couple open mouth sighs if that would feel good. All right, my friends, halfway lift, next inhale. So spine long. Exhale, let it go. Plant your hands, step your feet back. However you want to take your vinyasa. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. So no rush. Eventually, downward facing dog, big, deep, ujjayi breath. Inhale, take your left leg to the sky. And if you want to, you can open your left hip, but eventually square off your hips. So inner thighs face each other. Left hip faces down, maybe slightly back. Push the ground away with your fingertips. Lift from your belly button. Lengthen your left leg. Long, strong, powerful. One more in breath. Exhale, left knee to your nose. So round your spine. Push the ground away. Big inhale. And exhale, step your left foot forward, low lunge. Take a moment to just move your legs, stretch your legs, however you want to on this side. Anything goes. And then in your next couple breaths, crescent lunge. Rise up. Find stability in your legs. Plug your femur bones into the hip sockets. Let your inner thighs hug in. Back leg should feel just as strong and powerful as your front leg. Going through your lowest, deepest abdominals. Transverse. Lift your heart. Reach up high. Maybe even gaze up. Really feel into your pose and breathe into your pose. Let your breath flow. One more big inhale. Exhale, airplane lunge. So hinge forward, reach back. Think of baby cobra in your heart. So you're not rounding, You're arching, you're in spinal extension. Hug in with your inner thighs. You can stay here if you want, or launch off your back foot, full airplane. So really press into your front foot. Back foot lifts, and then back leg stays strong. Go for that smiley face shape, hips square. It really helps me if I keep a bend in my standing leg. It also works like little shock absorbers. Take one more big breath. And then remember, we've got standing staff. So everybody push into your left foot all the way up to the top of your mat. It's a big movement, right? Knee lifts, arms reach. Hug in with your inner thighs. Find your connection to center. Make your right foot active. Active weight is a lot easier to hold. One more inhale here. As you exhale, curtsy squat. So articulate through your right hip joint. Swing your right leg around slowly. Right tiptoes off the left side of your mat. It's like a little curtsy, but your hands come to your heart. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Squeeze your inner thighs. See if you can press through the inner edge of your front foot as much as possible. Take your little pulses up and down. Try not to hinge at your hips and look at the ground, but lengthen through your low back, navel to spine, long through your spine, lift it through your heart. It's like a proud chest. Get as low as you can. One more round. High mountain, inhale, step back onto your mat, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Let's forward fold it out again. So your own variation, whatever feels good. So big, spacious breaths. Open mouth exhales if you want to. Just really reconnect with your slow, steady breath, with your body. So notice, feel, observe. All right, next inhalation, halfway lift position. So realign through your spine. Exhale. Fold, plant your hands, feet back, vinyasa, however you want to. So take as much time as you need to. Let's actually, instead of down dog, just take it into a child's pose. So when you're ready, sit back, hips to your heels, forehead to your mat. And just rest there for a moment. So we're going to move through that entire sequence a couple more times. This time we'll flow breath to movement. So it doesn't mean we just speed through it without taking our big deep breaths. It means we move slowly and intentionally while we are breathing really deeply, using our breath to guide our movement. If at any time I'm going too fast, you want to go slower, you want to take a break, you want to modify, always it is up to you. So listen to your body. All right, friends, if you are coming with me, downward facing dog. Great big inhale into your down dog. Exhale, look to the top of your mat, step or hop, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, let it go, fold in. Root through your feet, take it all the way to stand. Arms to the sky, breathe in, lengthen out. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, here we go from the top. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, baby back bend, cactus your arms, curl open, make it come from your mid and your upper back more than your low. Inhale, re-extend, realign. Swan dive, exhale, all the way down into your fold. Bring your big toes to touch as you lift halfway, inhale. And then exhale, tiny little potato bug balls. So curl in, get small. Inhale, heels down, spine long, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, heels on the ground, bend your knees, lift your heart, reach up. Exhale, chair plane or drinking bird. So maybe lift to tiptoes, squeeze through your inner thighs. Stay on your tiptoes if you like, all the way up high mountain. So balance challenge, maybe you stay on your tiptoes, swan dive down, forward fold. Heels on the ground, spinal extension, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga. So you can keep that exhale going as you lower down. Spider-Man Cobra, hands out wide, up on your fingertips, elbows face up, lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, twist to your right, left shoulder dips down. Inhale, back to center, heart lifts, belly tones, press through your pelvis. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, back to center, lift your heart. Exhale, release. Hands frame your mid-ribs. Downward facing dog. Take just a moment here. Ujjayi, reconnect. Inhale, right leg to the sky, stretch and lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot forward, low lunge. Crescent lunge, breathe in, strong legs, rise. Exhale, you choose airplane lunge or full airplane. So option to fly your back leg. Inhale, standing staff, stay on your right foot, left knee lifts. Exhale, curtsy squat, slowly swing your left leg around, get low, square hips. Reach high, high mountain, breathe in. And swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Halfway lift position, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, lower down. Heart lifts. Back bend of your choice, breathe in. Hips lift, down dog. Breathe out. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Use your core, step your left foot through as soft as you can. Crescent lunge, breathe in and rise. Exhale, airplane lunge or full airplane fly. Standing staff, left foot is your base, right knee lifts. Flex your right toes. Curtsy squat, swing your right leg around, hands to heart, get low. Inhale, high mountain. Swan dive down, exhale. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, vinyasa, lower down. Heart lifts with your in-breath. Either down dog or child's pose. Take just a moment. Give yourself a couple big open mouth sighs if you'd like. It might feel really good. We've got one more time through that sequence. So now you know it, you're more familiar. Make it a meditation in motion. So breath with movement, flow. Feel it in your body. And stay present. Listen to my cues. I'm gonna add in just a couple little things this time. Keep you on your toes. No pun intended. All right, downward facing dog if you're not there already. Great big inhale into your down dog. Exhale, look to the top of your mat, step or hop, forward fold. Spinal extension, breathe in. Exhale, bow, fold. Root through your feet all the way up, rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, here we go, last round. Inhale, high mountain. Baby back bend, exhale, cactus your arms, curl open. It doesn't have to be great big. Inhale, re-extend, realign. And then swan dive takes you down, forward fold. Bring your big toes to touch as you lift halfway. Keep a little gap in between your heels. Tiny little potato bug ball. So bend your knees, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. Get small and compact. Inhale, back to your halfway lift. Realign your spine. Telescope your ribs. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, last time. So bend your knees, weight in your heels, lift your heart. Exhale, chair plane, or look to your tiptoes, drinking bird. Stay on your tiptoes if you want to. High mountain, as tall as you can grow. Breathe in with your exhale all the way down. You can try to keep your heels lifted. Balance challenge. Halfway lift, heels on the ground. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga, lower down. Spider-Man Cobra, hands wide up on your fingertips, lift your heart. Exhale, twist to your right, left shoulder dips down. Inhale, center, heart lifts, belly tones. Exhale, other side, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Hands frame your mid ribs, downward facing dog. Find your way back. We'll be here for just a moment. So reconnect to your Ujjayi if you've lost it. Lengthen through your spine. Push the ground away. Use your breath to power you through. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Listen. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, or as close as you can come. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, right to right. Aim for your right armpit. So as high as you can get on your right arm. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, we're going to step it through softly. Rise, crescent lunge with your in-breath. Airplane lunge or fly, full airplane. Exhale here. Standing staff, breathe in, listen. So your left knee is lifted, your left foot is flexed. Figure four, broken chair. So outer left ankle, top of your right thigh, hands to heart, or wherever you want to take it. So you have blocks, you want to bring your hands to blocks, or you want to take a forward fold variation. If an arm balance is in your practice or you've been working on one, you want to play with it here, go for it. Flex through your left toes a lot and actively press your left ankle onto the top of your right thigh. Take just a couple more rounds in your figure four. Breathe down into your hips. Okie dokie, my friends. Next time you inhale, come back to standing staff. Inhale, standing staff. Exhale, curtsy squat. So left foot steps off the right side of your mat, hands to heart, get low. High mountain, reach, stretch, lengthen. Exhale, bow, slowly dive, and then fold deeply, bow deeply. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga. You can always skip it if you'd rather. Heart lifts, breathe in. Hips lift, breathe out. Inhale your left leg to the sky. You are almost there. Stick with me. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, as close as you can come. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, left to left, as high as you can get. In for your armpit. Inhale, three-legged. And then exhale, all the way to the top of your mat, low lunge. Rise up to your crescent lunge. Inhale here, lift your heart. Airplane lunge or full airplane exhale. Inhale, standing staff. Find your balance, flex your right toes. Figure 4, outer right ankle, top of your left thigh. So one-legged chair. If you're sitting into a one-legged chair, weight is back in your left heel. Or you can turn it into a one-legged forward fold kind of thing, or arm balance. So you find your own exploration. Be here for about 3 more breaths. Send your breath down into your hips. Keep the flexion in your right toes. 1 or 2 more. We're gonna find our way back to standing staff. So maybe you start now. Next, inhale, standing staff. Right knee lifts. Find your balance. Exhale, curtsy squat, hands to heart, get low on your legs. Inhale, reach up, high mountain. And take it down, exhale. Good job, you guys. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga. Inhale, open your heart. And then let's just take it back to a hero's pose, kneeling position, seated meditation. If kneeling is not something that your body likes, find your own seat, whatever works best. If you like screaming toe pose with your toes tucked under, hugging your heels towards one another, it's really good for the plantar fascia. Feel free to take that too. So wherever you want to be, seated meditation, close your eyes, and almost as if we're returning right back to the very beginning of our practice, when all we were focusing on was our breath. Do that here. So just feel your breath. Feel it move through you, flow through you. The rise and fall, the expansion and contraction. Slow it down, smooth it out. So we use the muscles in the back of our throat to regulate the breath the same way you pinch a balloon and let the air out really slowly. That's what we're doing with those muscles. We're slowing down our breath, we're regulating it. See if you can feel that a little more and hear it as well. We'll be here for about 3 more slow, deep breaths. Open mouth exhales if you want at any time. Tabletop position, hands and knees. And if you were in screaming toe by chance, you can just give your feet that little pitter patter tap. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Open your right hip and bend your right knee. So it's like a scorpion tail with your right leg. You can stay here if you want. Or option to flip your dog. Right foot comes down behind you. Right arm forward, heart forward. Lift your hips and breathe down into your belly. 1 more round if you're in the back bend. And then everybody 3-legged down dog. Right leg extends. Square off your hip and just feel that big difference. Notice any adjustments you have to make in other parts of your body to be really aligned. Be in integrity. 1 more inhale here. And then as you exhale, pigeon pose, right? Shin to the top of your mat, set your body down. If you want to take this in a seat or on your back instead, of course, that's fine with me. But take your time to set yourself up really intentionally. Pull your front hip back hip forward, just like we do in crescent lunge. So we want to plug the femur bones into the hip sockets. And then soften the muscles around the joint. So Take your heart forward and down. At the same time, you're energetically pulling your right hip back and just ever so slightly up. It's like there's a rope attached to your right butt cheek, pulling back and up. See if you can try to spread through your front toes. Even if they don't move, just have that intention. Try to spread. I think I tried to move my toes for like 3 years before they finally moved. I couldn't spread my toes for the longest time. I think that's pretty typical. We get used to just stuffing our feet into our shoes, and all the little muscles inside of our toes and our feet, they just atrophy. They just die over time. So yoga is so good in that way. Builds those muscles back up and stretches that plantar fascia back out. That's why a lot of old people fall in the middle of the night, because they don't have the support of their shoes that they're used to. They get up to go to the bathroom and their feet don't have any muscles, so they can't balance the way they ought to be able to. All right, friends, about 3 more breaths in pigeon. Okay, end of your next exhale. Let's meet in downward facing dog. So however you want to make the transition back to down dog, I do not care. And then any little bits and pieces of movement you want to take to neutralize. So maybe you're giving your right leg a shake out. Maybe you want to move through a vinyasa. Maybe you want to take some cat-cows. Do whatever you want to do. Eventually downward facing dog. All right. Inhale, left leg to the sky. And open up your left hip. Bend your left knee. Peel your left hip open. So get that nice stretch for the front of your left hip. This is a great place to stay if you'd like. Otherwise, flip it. Left foot comes down. Left arm forward. I also like my left hand behind my head sometimes. Heart reaches forward. Hips lift up. One last big breath. Good job. Come back. 3-legged dog. Square off your hips. Feel the difference. Big inhale. Pigeon pose as you exhale. Nice and easy. Set yourself up. And then settle in. Big, deep breaths. And try to spread through your front toes. All right, last couple of breaths. Open mouth sides if you want. And downward facing dog, however you want to get there. Just make it mindful. And again, any little pieces of movement to neutralize that you want to take. This would be your time to take one last vinyasa if you're feeling it. And once you're back in down dog, the spinal down dog, just feeling all that space and length you created. Take one more huge breath into your down dog. And end of your exhale, gently bring your knees down. Find your way onto your back, however you want to get there, whichever direction you want to face. Just come all the way down. And once you're on your back, knees towards your belly, draw them in and just gentle rock from side to side. Feet on the ground with your knees bent. Bring your feet mat width distance apart. And tee out your arms. Inhale here. Palms are facing up. Exhale, let your knees fall over to the right. Press your left knee forward and down. Flex through your toes. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Your top knee is working forward and down. Try not to lift through the back of your right ribs a ton. And back and forth at your own pace. I really like to move slower. I feel like you notice so much more and you get so much more out of the movement if you go slow. You can do whatever feels good. So everybody kind of has their own way, and every day you feel a little bit different. So honor that. No judgment, just observation, back and forth, feeling into your hips and your low back. If you go slow enough and you really work that top leg, I feel it in my IT band. So that band, that tendon that goes down the outside of your thigh, from your hip all the way down to your knee. After you've taken a few rounds, just come back to center and let your knees fall in towards each other. So knees in, feet wide. And bring one hand to your heart space, one hand to your belly. If you want, you can close your eyes and just ground here for a moment. So feel the ground underneath you, its stability, its support. Feel your back body expanding down into it as you breathe. And just feel that sense of grounding. Rest here. This is my favorite pose. It's called constructive rest pose. I love it because we're not doing anything really. We're just resting. It feels really nice, but there is constructive stuff happening inside. There's space being created. So feel that space in your low back and breathe down into it. Space in your pelvic bowl and breathe down into it. If you're like me and you walk a little bit duck-footed with your toes out, your heels in, this is like such a good pose to come to at the end of the day for like 3 to 5 minutes. And then if you're the opposite, if you're a little bit pigeon toe, take a wild guess. You bring your feet together and let your knees fall open. That would be your end of the day pose to rest in. So if you want to switch it up, bring your feet together, knees apart, go for it. And maybe if you switch it up in your legs, you also switch it up in your hands. So opposite heart to your belly, opposite heart to your, or opposite hand to your belly, opposite hand to your heart. Again, just resting and breathing, not doing anything, but just allowing your body to relax around the shape, breath by breath. And if you are just zenned out and you don't want to move anymore, fine with me. Stay right here for the rest of our practice. If you would like, I'm going to take a happy baby pose. You can take happy baby or any other finishing poses that your body's calling for. So I'm in happy baby and I'm just kind of rocking it out. I might straighten one leg and then the other. Play. If there is an inversion you want to take or one last heart opener, maybe you just want to roll your wrists out. So anything goes. And then start your transition into your final resting pose, your final relaxation, your Shavasana. So at this point, just let your breath become effortless as you settle in. So let go of any control of your breath. Really just relax. Let go. So I don't think I shared this with you guys, but maybe I have. I love this really simple quote by Cory Muscara about stillness. But I just find it so interesting that, I don't know, I teach so many classes, or I've taught so many classes over the years, and I see so many people, they get done with their practice and they zoom off before Shavasana because they don't have time to just lay there. Or instead of taking Shavasana, people sometimes like to do some sit-ups in Shavasana, or I see people just holding their, it's like they're in a low boat the whole time they're in Shavasana. And I just find it so fascinating that we can't even give ourselves like 3 minutes to just relax and just be. And for some people, it's just so uncomfortable to be still and do nothing. So this is by Cory Muscara. He says, practicing stillness is not about privileging stillness over movement, but rather it's about our capacity to be still amidst our impulses. It's about choice. Practicing stillness is not about privileging stillness over movement, but rather it's about our capacity to be still amidst our impulses. It's about choice. So yes, you can probably think of a million things that you could be doing right now. But guess what? Most important, most valuable thing you can do for yourself is just be still, even when you want to move, even when you want to do. Choose to stay and just be still. Just feel your body. Notice the subtle rise and fall of your breath. Take a big inhalation. And then sigh it out your mouth. Ah. Slowly bring gentle movement back into your body. Eventually roll to either side, fetal position. Use your arms to guide yourself up into seated meditation, right back where we began. Sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, and gather your hands to your heart. And just bow your head to your heart. Acknowledge yourself as this vast, wide open space, this being of energy that just gets to feel life flow through you. So at any given moment, you can tune in, notice what's flowing through. Even if it's just as simple as your breath. Acknowledge yourself for taking the time to practice today. Thank you guys so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. Yay. Thanks, friends. Good job. Hi, Liz. Glad you were able to join us.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
Wonderful day. You're so
Thank you.
welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.